Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and we're back with the Portland Weirdos. It's Out of the Park Baseball, episode number 3. Please take a moment, drop down below, click that like button, leave a comment. It really helps with the algorithm. First 3 episodes is where that's most important. I really didn't push it much. Actually, I didn't push it at all in the first couple of episodes. The algorithm has just been straight up rude when it comes to my channel and the content versus the size of the channel, and there should be some boost. Small channel, relatively speaking, so it shouldn't be much, but there should be some. And I've had absolutely nothing from the algorithm the last couple of months for any of my content, so it's made it hard to start a new series. So that could really be helpful. Let's get on with the series. And my first couple of objectives have failed miserably. We looked to go to free agency to find some fringe major league players. They all signed minor league contracts with others. Then, in the last episode, I looked to sign some minor league players with potential. They all signed somewhere else. We have not gotten a single player yet. So, we're on to option C and D right now, a third and fourth option for us that we're going to be looking into in this episode 1. It's May the 1st. We are at that point in time where rosters begin to evolve because it's been a month. We're 10 and 21. It's been a month, and there's a lot of teams that are sitting on players who just aren't performing, and they're ready to let them go. They're going to be fringe players. They're going to be fringe players that are out of options and drop onto that waiver wire before they can go down to the minor leagues for assignment. Those can be great pickups for us, as they could absolutely contribute. So we're going to be daily watching for that. That's the big part. Option C or 3 or wherever we're at with that. The fourth thing that we're looking at is the older free agent veterans that haven't been picked up, and see if there's anything worthwhile there, which is going to be a bit of a stretch, but the younger options are gone. So we'll look into what we can find. In the meantime, we have our first player development update of the year, and it's not a good one. It's really not a good one. There's not a single complete positive outcome here, and while 3 of 5 players with changes had at least something positive, we're talking about as a whole, these 5 players, we're talking a pretty large net negative in their development. One of them is one of our key guys in Lazaro Armenteros. Current I rating drops by 5. Potential I rating drops by 5. Current and potential gap ratings improve, so at least he's offset there. But a 30-year-old reliever in AAA, he's got negatives across the board. Butler, also a AAA, does have a couple positives, but then he offsets it with a current drop in his I rating, meaning he's further from being ready than he was. And then another AAA outfielder at the same position and a little bit older, we see a drop in power, but an improvement in I. But overall, potential ratings drop. That power was seen as something a little bit bigger, better, stronger than the I rating was. And then finally, again, AAA level, so 4 out of these 5 players are at the AAA level. And again, another outfielder, so third outfielder in a row on this list. And we have current and potential drops. I had a fairly large scouting project ongoing, so it has not completed. But here is that list of all available free agents. That 2.5 star is definitely major league talent level. But a lot of these guys are 30, 37, 38 years of age. Those scouting assignments still waiting to be completed. We don't have enough of a scouting report on them to roll the dice on guys who are going to actually ask for major league money and are much too old. So I do have to sit on it and wait for these reports to come in. There has been a couple players that have popped up into the waiver wire, but not yet somebody who had finances that I was willing to step up to acquire. Okay, I lied. I have good news, folks. Of all the work that I've been trying to do here, some of it has succeeded. It's just not showing up with messages. It's not showing up in obvious places. But I have found it in my manager history. We have managed to sign a number of guys. Now, the Scout Discovery ones, those are international players brought in to our international academy. But these minor free agency signings, there's a bunch of them. There is a bunch of them, and they're just getting automatically picked up because I'm playing GM role. They're getting automatically picked up. Here at AA is a 2-star with 2.5-star potential first baseman who's 28 years of age, who we got on a minor league contract. That was one of those key guys that I was after. Here's a 1.5, 2-star guy. Here's a 2.5-star, 25-year-old right fielder, Matias. That was one we were keyed in on that I was thinking, hey, like this guy could have some potential. Well, so far he's hitting 216, but he is slugging 557 in AA. But here is a left fielder who's playing A+. Like, why would he be playing A+ when he's a 2.5-star guy? So it turns out I have been able to acquire some talent. This has not been one failure after another. Now this wave, this big group here, these are all 2-star potential young rookies. We're talking about players that are like 22 and under. A large grouping of them. And the latest that I just signed here in the last couple of days is Cal Mitchell, who's currently assigned at AA and is a 2.5-star current, 2.5-star potential. 6 at-bats and has yet to do anything, but he is somebody we've managed to pick up. Now, this is definitely not everyone that I have targeted, but this is probably a third of the ones I've made offers to. That's a lot better than the 0 that I was seeing so far. And this is starting, for now, it's all minor league deals. They're all on minor league contracts. Some of them are fringe players for the here and now. And many of them are prospects for the future. Even if they're not great prospects, they are in position to start replacing bad prospects. This is building depth in our farm system. With the influx of new players, there is something that I'm going to have to start addressing because it will impact development if rosters are bloated. And here's our large overview of rosters real quickly. So we have 26 on our active roster, 28 on the secondary, so there's only a couple additional players. One of those just came off of injured reserve in the last day or two. They were assigned to AAA as it was just a 2-star pitcher who's got very little major league experience. AAA, though, we have 28 players. That's a couple more than we have on the major league roster, but only a couple. That's kind of an acceptable level, but 30 plus, we have issues. So there's 28 at AAA. There is 30 at AA. That's really on the limit, and now I can see why so many of these new signings didn't necessarily just jump into AAA. A-ball, we have 25, and that's fine. But our rookie league A-ball, 65 players. Way too much. Way too much. We also have 44 at the International Rookie League. Also, way too much. There's a good 40 players here that I need to offload. Couple ways to do that. One, simply part ways with them. let them go. They're on minor league contracts. It's not going to hurt us. They're not good enough. Like, see you later. There's a lot of really, really pitiful players on the list that would be pretty easy to part ways with. Second, to try. Probably will not succeed, will not work much, but package them and trade them for a slightly better prospect. Package a group of really bad prospects for one prospect. That prospect, with the elimination of the weak ones, will eventually build up our farm system that little bit more, because then you could package a group of those for a little bit better prospect. But a lot of the teams don't play ball when it comes to those types of deals, so it could be hard to find. We'll see if we can find something. So here's the concept on kind of where we're starting with this one. I'm not going to show you trade by trade because it's going to take a lot of attempts to get these deals through, but the idea is to take the worst of the worst. We have like Nick Schwartz, a 23-year-old catcher who's got no potential. We have Mario Gomez, 21-year-old catcher with no potential. We have Cole Kahn, 22-year-old catcher with almost no potential. Now, catchers seem to come at a premium. They seem to be of a higher value to a lot of teams, and we have a slew of terrible catchers on this roster. Going a little bit further up, we have a reliever who's 22, who's okay. Slight prospect. Right now, that's 4 players. In exchange, we are looking for a single player in Alfonso. Alfonso is 24, a catcher, 1.5 star, 2 star. So a little bit better, a little bit stronger. AA level versus our rookie ball kind of guys. Somebody who's a little bit further along, somebody who's hitting at every level he's played at so far, hitting so far this season, could definitely be an upgrade. But we don't know because, it's close. Okay, and they come back immediately with close. But they want our best prospects for a weak prospect? No, that's not how you do that one. 3 offers submitted, 3 offers come back. Almost. Well, now we're on to something here. So, one of those prospects, Pirates organization, Joe Perez, first baseman. He's 24, approaching 25, and he is like right on that edge of Major League ready. Now, the OSA report is low. Our head scout report is only average. We don't have the most accurate of pictures on this guy. But right now, he's, the past couple of years, the numbers are looking good. He did AA, did AAA. For AAA, 296 average. It's not the tiniest sample. He also had AAA last year with 2 different organizations. He got 1 at bat with Houston in 2022. So this is very much somebody who's close. A lot of AAA level performance. Pretty balanced on his wins above replacement, so nothing fantastic. But we're talking about giving up prospects that are nothing, except for what came back. So with the Pirates deal here, the junk that I was offering to put in, they came back and said, well, give us one of your better prospects. Well, that's not what you want to do, right? Until you get to Luis Morales. Luis Morales is not a big prospect. He's a pretty weak one. This is an upgrade. This is a rookie who's, okay for a rookie, but, we're talking 0-3. That shouldn't mean much, though. The ERA was pretty okay in his little bit there, but, we're talking a prospect I think I can part ways with for an actual upgrade. Oh, they'll let us do 6? It used to only be 5 that you could put into a deal. Yeah, our assistant GM's okay with it, and they agree. Let's take the deal. And like I said, this is now trimming that fat, right? We're getting rid of 5 of those needless prospects that we would just be dumping otherwise. We're getting somebody in return who's an actual prospect, and what we're giving up is 2 not really prospects for a definite improvement. That's the long game. It's time consuming, but it can really work wonders. And like I said, this is just trimming the fat. We have such a bloated rookie roster, and we haven't even had the draft yet. And now we're talking. I've been watching this waiver wire, and we finally have something. We have a 3-star relief pitcher. We have average accuracy on him, but even the OSA has the same sort. It's just a reliever, but he's making $740,000. That's it. For Philadelphia, 3 wins, a flat 4 ERA. He started 3 games, pitched 8, so he's kind of a long reliever, emergency starter with certainly tolerable numbers. And at 27, seems to have value. He spent the last 3 years in the pros, probably why he's on the waiver wire, out of options, and had a decent season last year. It started 18, had a 3.44 ERA, a whip of just over 1. He hasn't had as good of a start this year, but that's kind of understandable under the circumstances of the position he gets put into. Extreme ground ball is also fantastic, right? You keep the ball down. You're not giving up that long ball. You're forcing the other team to play small ball with you. Good control. Still has room for improvement. I think we're gonna go ahead and pick this one up. Unfortunately, our claim was rejected. Either Philadelphia is pulling that and keeping him on their roster, or someone with a higher priority has claimed him. I thought that the worst team begins that list, and we're 3rd or 4th. So it's entirely possible that there is one of those teams worse than us that have also opted to take him. At 11-23, let's go ahead and check in on just how bad the teams do. Right now, it's the Yankees who are dominating the American League. Tampa Bay is last in the East at 14-20. It's Detroit who's 15-18 with the White Sox leading the way. It's a lot of just mid-range teams right in there. For the AL West, it continues to be 4 teams playing above 500 ball, with us dead last and still worst in the American League at 11-23. And we're also worst. We do have the worst record in Major League Baseball right now, so not sure how that's translating to. It's got to be that Philadelphia pulled them back, right? To my knowledge, we've got to be in the situation with the Braves, Cubs, and Dodgers leading the way, with the Marlins and Nationals, and then the Cardinals just under 500, but then you've got the Rockies and Padres. So there's 4 pretty bad teams in the National League, and just us and maybe Tampa Bay. Detroit, that's kind of an iffy one there on whether they're actually bad or not, but our 11-23 is a half game worse than the Rockies, and equivalent worse, but percentage-wise worse than Padres. And we're ready for our second deal to go through, this time dealing with the Cardinals, giving up half-star, minimal prospects, and then a little bit more, a couple 1.5-star guys, potential 2-star reliever, and a potential 1.5-star but current 2-star, which means he's somewhere in between that 1.5-star to 2-star range. And these are all rookie ball level guys, all of them. In exchange, AAA Jared Young, 2.5-star current, 2.5-star potential, 28, good defense, very balanced offense, hitting 293 for Memphis with not great slugging or anything like that, but we're talking about a pretty decent prospect who has some major league experience with the Cubs last year, 16 games, 43 at bats. Didn't do much in that time, but definitely somebody who's gotten that taste of major league level and was okay. Now, our scouting report is not great on him, but the OSA one is very much in agreement with the one that we have, and what we're giving up is very minimal. And if they agree to terms, then hell yeah. Just like that, we've brought the value down to 53, but we've still got a ways to go. We've still got a good 30 or so expendable players, which means we can still make another half dozen of these deals over the next couple of weeks. And we've got another deal coming through AAA. Joey Wentz from the Detroit organization, 2.5-star current, 2.5-star potential, 26 years of age, starting pitcher with major league experience last year for the Tigers. Yeah, he was 3-13. Was not exactly a high-level major league talent, but I think he can become pretty good trade bait the other way while giving up offloading seven nobody prospects. See, I'm already starting to build a decent trading reputation out of this. Like I said back in the first episode, expectations are always low, especially when it comes to live games, but occasionally picking one up to see how the team is doing is worth our time. It's a cool experience. My team lacks quality, but there's more 2.5-star talent selected for this game in our fielding lineup than what we normally have, and this is our ace pitcher in Mason Miller, 2.5 ERA, 1.15 WHIP. Definitely looking decent for the 25-year-old and the only 3-star player we have on the entire roster besides our closer. Shouldn't surprise you much, as this is my personal hometown team, and here we have the Cascadia rivalry. Julio Rodriguez is hot at the moment, but otherwise we're looking at a Mariners lineup that's not having the best of years so far. They are still above 500, and we are well below it, but we're riding a 2-game win streak, and actually it was a doubleheader with Texas. Pretty good club. We have had a rest day, though, from that doubleheader to where we are now. Let's go ahead and get the action on the go. Trying to catch up with our team in the short term. Off is that upgraded second baseman of ours. He is hot of late, hitting over 300. But when you already drop to a 236 batting average for your number 2 hitter, you know you got some issues. That should be bottom end of the lineup kind of stuff. Noda, batting third, heart of the order. Should be the best player, hitting 212. Looks like an error on that occasion, but we'll see. Yeah, skips off the heel of the glove. Ruling his base hit, though. Apparently it was a difficult one to take. Brent Rooker, our big power guy with a 55. He's got 5 home runs on the year so far. You can see we have very few as a team. Just 17 RBI. What are we, 30-something games? 40 games into the season? I've conceded all control to the manager. It's their job. I'm the one putting the roster together, which so far we have not done anything to the Major League roster, or at least not done anything that has impacted the Major League roster. But what we have been impacting here of late is a lot of AAA, AA talent brought in. So options plenty coming in to help the squad. And of course, as I've been slowly dwindling down that bloated rookie level talent pool. We've been replacing that with double A, triple A talent. So we're definitely making progress, but it's minimal at the beginning here. Catcher went outside when he should have gone inside on the base path there. Lucky not to hit the player. That was driven deep to left center field, but it's an easy routine play. And the first inning is a quiet one. Let's go ahead and we'll do the intel runners in scoring position for both teams, and that's 2 innings in the books. And here we are in the top of the third. 2 out, 2 on. We got Ruiz, very quick on first base. We have leadoff hitter Geloff, who's very capable of stealing but doesn't have great pace. And Ryan Noda, number 3 hitter at the plate. That's who you're supposed to want, but at just 218, what can we hope for? He's only got 3 homers, but he does have 13 RBI. It's 2 out, though. And he's going to drag that to second baseman, who only has to take a step over. That is now 3 innings in the books with nothing doing. That one's driven deep to left center, but not deep enough. It's shy of the warning track, and that's an out. Let's go back to the intel runners in scoring position situation. And wow, rough start to the inning here, really, because that first one just about caught enough of that to go for the deep ball. And then he gets out, though, and the next 2 batters get on. Just 1 hit, so one of those was at least a walk. And to make batters worse, it's Julio Rodriguez at the plate. But we're going to catch it on the shaft, and he's going to pop that out, and shallow enough that the runners are not able to advance. Lucky for us there with Polanco at the plate. Grounder. We get the out. We get out of the inning. No damage. 3 innings. No runs. Quiet 4th. Top of the 5th. With 2 out, we get a runner to second base. Another runner in scoring position. Something we've done a lot more of than they have. But that's going to hang up there long enough for the left fielder to get underneath it. Brian Wu still on the mound. He's not had a great season so far, but he's had a good day. Doing just about enough. Bottom of the 7th, Miller still on the mound. Have a very strong start to the season. 72 pitches. He's definitely starting to get towards the fatigued end, but he's got enough to at least get through another inning here, hopefully. Number 8 hitter in Urias at the plate. 220 hitter for him. And a little dribbler to short. And we get out of the inning, still with no damage. Both of those were walks. Looks like we do have a new pitcher in. Wu still on the mound. He's also getting close to the end. He's at 80 pitches. And with 1 out, we've got a runner on second with Diaz at second, the number 8 hitter, and Geloff at the plate. This is one of the best chances we've had to get a run all game long, as usually it's been 2 out scenarios by the time somebody's able to get to a scoring position. Full count. Ah, damn it. Takes it off the barrel. Easy out. Now 2 out. Piscotti. Just a 143 hitter and cold. 3 hits and 21 at bats. 0 for 1 today. Not the guy who started the game, and he strikes out, and that's the inning. Still scoreless through 7.5. go through the 7th inning stretch. Let's take this one a little bit slower as one run could and should do it today. Going driven down first baseline. Easy play. And 2 out. Julio Rodriguez, one swing of the bat could be enough. He's already got 12 homers this season. That's got to be close to what our team has in the entirety of the season. And he's going to drive that deep to right center. It's going to drop in there and go for at least 2. I think this could go for 3 by the time we get this ball in there. No, he's going to hold that second. At least we have 2 outs. But the go-ahead run is standing at second. And that one's driven deep. It's going to be out of the park. It is. It's a 2-run homer. That's probably going to be enough to win this game as it's already the bottom of the 8th. And even though, yes, we've had more hits than them, we haven't been able to do anything. Very similar to the opener of the season, the last game we sat through and watched. That one's going to be a routine fly. Not so routine, but Biscotti does eventually dive for and catch that ball. Looked pretty dang routine to me. Top of the 9th. At least we're in the middle of the lineup, but our middle of the lineup has not done anything spectacular here. A solo shot won't do it either. That's gonna pop foul, and that's the first out. Rooker, the 4-hitter, just hitting 207. Our greatest power guy, but nobody's on, so even if he can hit one over the fence, we're still going to be losing. I wouldn't mind cutting that gap in half, but instead a dribbler to short for a quick out, and we continue to trail 2-0 as we head into our final at bat, potentially. Langoliers, our other guy with some decent power, definitely playing a little bit better, but he's going to strike out, and we go home empty-handed without a run scored. Our number 9 hitter, Nick Allen. Wait, that is one that I... So Nick Allen hitting just 228. The number 9 hitter had half of our hits in this game. All 3 of their hits came at the top of the lineup. With those couple of wins, we've definitely improved our record a bit. 15-25 overall. We've now played 40 on the season. 25th in runs scored, 23rd in average, 29th tied in home runs. We're tied for last place. Defensively, 19th in ERA, 21st in Ks, 22nd in defensive efficiency. We're bad, but we're not pitiful. We're not awful. It certainly could be worse. And we are now a game better than Miami and a couple, 2-3 games better than San Diego and Colorado. So we're back up to where we had been, which was somewhere about 27th out of 30 ball clubs. And yes, we're worst in the American League, but not by a significant margin. The Angels have been on a bad run lately, and in fact, the Mariners, with that win against us, have gone top of the AL West, where they were 4th last time we checked in, just about 10 games ago. So, big difference there. And we were 6-4 in our last 10. So I think it was a little bit further, or a little bit less than 10 games ago that we had checked in, because we were at 11. Decent little stretch there. And unlike what we saw in the first 2 episodes, we have been able to make some moves. Much more than I thought. We were able to sign a good 20 or so minor league prospects who were decent prospects. We also signed amongst that, or in addition to that, another 5 or so fringe major league prospects. All that are still in the minor leagues for the moment, where our manager is assessing them and deciding what to do with them. But those additions, along with what seemingly was already a somewhat bloated roster, has now led to, I think I've been able to close about 3 deals. So we've picked up 3 more fringe Major League prospects, fringe players that were pretty dang close, and been able to offload a good 23 or so prospects in the process. We still have about that many to offload in the short term, so we're still looking to close another 3 to 4 deals in the coming weeks, but we're definitely making some progress in improving the overall talent pool that we have available to us. That is going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.